Okay, guys, today we're going to make our change over to start talking about subtracting. So we talked about subtracting with denominators that were already alike. So today we're going to start doing some examples in our graphic organizer of how to subtract when they are unalike. So first of all, I'm going to start by filling in kind of the centerpiece right here. So we're going to say this is subtracting with unlike denominators. And because I know where we're going, I'm just going to call this part 1. So we're going to work our way through some examples and kind of work our way around here. So you'll have 4 examples in kind of a big idea section. So let's go to the big idea section first. So for the big ideas, there's a couple things that you need to be aware of. First of all, good news. We can still use the butterfly method. So butterfly method can be used for add and subtract, so thank the Lord we can keep using that. The other piece is we need to make sure that at the end we check to see if we can reduce or if we can change into a mixed number. And remember, that's if needed. So some of the steps are going to be similar. There's just going to be kind of one little change. Now, we're not going to start with any mixed numbers or whole numbers or any of that crazy stuff. So we're going to start, first of all, just by doing some basic work through with these. So let's go to our first example. So for the first one, 8 over 9 minus 5 over 6. So remember, if we're going to use the butterfly method, I'm going to move this down a little bit just so I have room to actually make the butterfly part. And I'm going to go ahead and get that butterfly shape set up. And then remember, to do the butterfly method, we have to multiply these kind of wing parts. So we have 6 times 8, which is 48. This other direction, we have 9 times 5, which is 45. So I'm going to take these two to make the top of my fraction. Now, the only difference is here, instead of adding those numbers on the top, we subtract. So 48 minus 45 is 3. And now I'm going to put these two together. So 9 times 6 is 54. So that went straight across to here. And now we're going to take this piece right here and we're going to plug it into Desmos to see if it will reduce. So we have 3 over 54, which is going to reduce to 1 over 18. Now, the good news is, because the top number is smaller than the bottom number, it's a proper fraction, and I don't have to do any dividing with this one. Okay, so let's go to the next one. So if I go to B, 4 over 5 minus 2 over 4. So I'm going to set this up kind of in the middle here. And I'm going to go ahead and set up my butterfly. So this first one, I have 4 times 4, which is 16. The other direction, I have this. I have 5 times 2, which is 10. And I'm going to subtract this part to get the top of my fraction. So 16 minus 10 would be 6. Now we kind of have a mess around with the bottom. So it's 5 times 4, which is 20. And this is 20. Okay, now my job is to take this part right here and to put it into Desmos to see if it'll reduce. So I have 6 over 20, which is going to reduce down to 3 over 10. Now remember, as we talked about the last section, this is considered to be the final answer. So if you were to answer this instead, it would be incorrect because they're expecting you to be able to reduce as much as you can. Okay, let's go to C. So for C, I have 5 over 7 minus 1 over 6. So if I go and set this up, I'm going to go ahead and set up my butterfly. Let's see if this will show up. So 6 times 5 will be 30. If I go the other way, 7 times 1 is 7. So this part is going to give me the top of my fraction. So 30 minus 7 would give me 23. Now I got to get the bottom. So I have 7 and 6, which is 42. And this, this is going to go here. Now we are going to put this in Desmos to see if it'll reduce. So 23 over 42, and it doesn't change. So that tells me it's reduced as much as it can be. So that's your final answer. Okay, let's go through the next one. So D. So I have 4 over 5 minus 3 over 4. Sorry guys, I guess I should choose a better color than that. So I'm going to set this up in the middle so I can set up my butterfly. So 4 times 4 is 16. This direction, it's 5 times 3, which is 15. So I'm going to put this together to get this. So 16 minus 15 is 1. Now I got to put this part together. So 5 times 4 is 20. And that's going to go here. Now I will give you a little hint. When you have 1 as the top number, unless the bottom number is 1 as well, you're not going to be able to reduce it. That's going to be its most reduced form. Okay, and we'll keep doing some practice together.